this new menu set sail?
Prince of the Bear here today. We're hanging out at Disney's Yacht Club Resort because it's time to go sailing. No more.
At Ale and Compass.
Yes, and there's new menus, so that means it's your number one choice in foodie infotainment. There's things for us to investigate. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. One of us is going to sail this ship.
It's time to foodie and chill. Has evolved, but I also haven't had it in a minute. We were just here a couple of weeks ago and the menu has completely changed. This salad is still here, but last time I feel like it was just plated differently. I do remember loving this dressing though. The greens seem to have changed in variety a bit, or my memory is just escaping me. One or the other. Cheers. The one thing I love about this salad is the way that it's dressed. It's certainly tossed perfectly. I love the little shreds of the green apple, that's amazing. The nuts are a beautiful touch. I can't wait to add pocket parm to this because it's gonna be so much better. This absolutely tosses my salad, but I don't think I would put it on the salad crawl. It's a 4 out of 5 salads.
It's a long road to come as a vegan. Not a witch's road, but a long road. To walk down only to turn back around and go from something as beautiful as the buffalo cauliflower. Big ups to my homie Gone Forever. And now left with the Ale and Compass salad, which was here before. And it's an option, but it's not as exotic as a roasted cauliflower, you know what I mean? But I do love my rabbit food, so I'm not going to bemoan the existence of another salad. You got apples, you got some fruit in here, there's some California raisins, I'm sure. All the things. A lot more choppy than before, that's for sure. I at time questioned the existence of kale. It's a green leaf, I get it, but it's so much rougher, much more rough around the edges than like normal lettuce. It's a bite. Like, it's earthy, but like showing off. Like, hey, I'm better than the rest of you because I happen to qualify as a superfood. It's a very arrogant piece of lettuce, you know? But it's a decent salad. I would only hang out with it because the fruit that it hangs out with are cool, you know? It's like that one in the group you tolerate. Other than that, it's a decent salad. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 stars. More vegan appetizers, please.
Gotta sprinkle some of that pocket parm. Maybe a little bit more pocket parm. Madly Hadley parm. I really feel like Disney should just carry it so that I don't have to, but I'm still going to. So let's see if it makes it taste any better. I'm taking a smaller bite this time. It just gives it a little baby plus up. I like it. I like it a lot. I would keep the rating though.
Now on the seasonal change on this brand new menu, we have one of their brand new appetizers, fire roasted mozzarella. It's given Zuko vibes. I don't understand why it's called fire roasted mozzarella. There is mozzarella here in the center, but it seems to be at least 60% butternut squash, and then you have some pomegranate seeds in there as well. And like typical dippings at Disney, they gave me 3 pieces of bread.
Ask for more.
I mean, I can ask for more, but yeah, I'm just being facetious. Either way, let's go ahead and dive in. I feel like I'm gonna need a fork to like crack into the mozzarella because it's just like a melted mozzarella ball. Like, it's not really scoopable. No, I'm gonna need a knife. It's a big bowl of fresh mozzarella. You have the butternut squash and the pomegranate seeds. It's a drippy boy, that's at least. I feel like I'm eating out at somebody's corpse. I know it's Halloween. At least, well, it's Halloween now. It won't be Halloween when you see this. Because these dishes that this fire roasted mozzarella is served in is where the buffalo cauliflower used to be. How dare you stand where they stood? They died for you to be here. They sacrificed for you. For me to get what is actually a very tasty dish. It's an odd flavor profile. Mozzarella having that like sour cheese sort of flavor, like more mild obviously than like sharper cheeses. And then you get this sweet of the butternut squash, and then even more sweet from pomegranate. It's like a sweet and sour cheese-based dip. It's very curious. I wish the cheese is a bit more melty so you could like scoop more so I don't feel like I'm, have to dissect it like I would in like, 10th grade biology class. But it's a tasty dish. Better than the cauliflower that it replaced? No. But it's okay. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars.
I am so excited for a brand new corn, basically ravioli dish. There is mushrooms on it. I can't escape mushrooms at Disney anymore, it seems. But I am excited to try this. And then olives also. Talk about my worst nightmare. But I do love me some corn, so I'm gonna cut this and let's see. Yeah, you can't really see anything in there, but let's see what it tastes like. It's very creamy. It's very thought-provoking. It's giving me vibes of that dish that we had recently at California Grill, but just a little bit more to it. I like this sauce. It almost reminds me of like a proper roux that, Cake Bake doesn't do. I like this dish. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 pastas. I would take this over the protein bowl any day, and I am not going to miss it. I do still miss their plant-based burger with the Unreal, we were looking for Unreal bacon, but it used to have the sweet earth bacon on it too, the nice little toast. That was like my favorite burger, plant-based burger that Disney had for some years, so I'm still missing that one, but this is a great new entry.
Here we have this new corn agnolotti. This is the brand new plant-based dish. Finally freeing us from the reign of the cursed Power Bowl and its tyrannous ways. That Power Bowl has been in this restaurant for far too many years, and it was time for a change. The chefs here, the chef team, cast members are an amazing team. Very dedicated to what they do. They've always been happy to modify like whatever, even when we have like preferences like, less mushrooms and things like that. So letting them like stretch their legs and do something other than like a bowl of random things, I'm happy for them. So they describe this, our server, as a corn ravioli. You have some pickled onions in here, this nice like thick corn-filled pastry, some more corn, and some delicious looking grilled mushroom over here. Got a very nice and very pretty grill marks on it. I'm gonna take some of that because the princess doesn't like mushrooms anyway. So more for me. I'm just gonna take the whole thing. How about that? I'll make it a bear bite. Make it bearable. That to me feels like a corn gusher. I took one bite and had corn shooting out of my mouth like some sort of weird variation on a potato gun. Very, very interesting texture. A little doughy on like the pasta, but like the corn's got a al dente texture on the pasta, but the corn sort of like makes up for it with like the sweetness and like the cook on it. It is tasty, but like the texture may throw a lot of people off. The mushroom is good. It's got a nice flavor to it. It gives it sort of like some varied texture, something a little bit more meaty. But honestly, I think it's a vast improvement over Power Bowl. I like the corn. I like the cream, quote unquote, fennel cream I just described. Fennel is a strong flavor, so I was worried the fennel would overpower everything else. It blends right in for what, other than the pasta itself, is a fairly uniform flavored dish. I would give it 4 out of 5 claws. I think this is one of those dishes that will improve over time. This is the second day of the new menu. It's fairly new menu, like within the last couple of days. And they're still getting used to it. I think it will improve. And I look forward to seeing what they do next, like afterwards. Until then, it's getting a solid 4 out of 5 claws. Because we can't stop ordering new things, we have the brand new bone-in pork chop. They describe this as a more complex dish as far as flavors go, because you have this nice grilled bone-in pork chop with a red wine and stone fruit demi-glaze, so like a little bit of sweet, on top of a creamed spinach with root vegetables on the bottom. Just in the description alone is giving me sort of memories of the pork chop I had at Universal's Big Fire Grill. It is very interesting looking. I would ask them for a steak knife because this little butter knife here is not cutting it.
I'm sure they have a steak knife.
I'm sure they do. Get some of that red wine and stone fruit demi-glace. So, with a simple ask, I was able to get a steak knife to cut this delicious looking pork chop. Now, I tried the pork chop. I do understand where they get the complex flavors, but let's try everything all in now that I have a better knife for which to cut. We're gonna get a little bit of pork chop. We're gonna get a little bit of the creamed spinach. We're gonna get a little bit of these root vegetables. They don't say which root vegetables, but a root vegetable. So some sort of root. We're gonna get an all-in bite. I can definitely where they get the descriptor complex. It is a flavor journey. You go from like the savory pork chop with the nice little like grill marks and char on it to the sweet of the red wine and stone fruit demi-glaze, and then when you get to the cream spinach, you have like that sour taste you get from both the spinach and the cream in it, and then onto the root vegetables, you get like those earthy flavors with a little bit of salt. So like it's a complete tasteable journey from like the tip of the tongue all the way to the back. I thought it was going to be overly rich, but I think it's just the high side of mild to rich, which gives it a good flavor, good taste. If you like pork chops, it's nice and tender. I thought it was going to be tough, but I mean, once I got the proper knife, it was fine. I would give this 4.25 out of 5 claws. If I had some sort of hallowed hall of pork chop rankings, and I do not, it would probably be in the house. I don't know if it would crack top 5. Excellent dish. So I come here to find my way to good, delicious food, and somehow the menu tricked me and directed me towards adult beverages. I am a pious youth in another life. So this is the New England Cherry Swirl. It's their new play on a old-fashioned, but it's got a Kentucky Trace, Buffalo Trace Kentucky bourbon, and then some bitters, maple syrup, and then a swirl of Oberon wine. So I've been adding a lot of wine to cocktails here at Disney lately, and I found that kind of interesting. I don't hate it. It's just different. Is this the new trend? Because I don't know if I'm on board yet. I'm not sure if I'm on board yet. Ooh. The princess often says when she drinks a good wine that she's feeling fine. And suddenly with a sip of this cocktail, I finally understand what she's talking about because I feel fancy in a dangerous sort of way. I like it. 4.25 out of 5 claws.
The incredible Disney bakery that brings you baked goods at Saratoga, Old Key West Beach and Yacht Club Resort. They made this beautiful donut spread for us. They also make an incredible vegan gluten-free brownie. But I'm excited to try this. I totally thought they were going to do Erin McKenna's, but no. We got these beautiful individual donuts. I'm going to try it by itself first. Cheers. That is fluffy, moist, amazing, beautiful cinnamon sugar flavoring to it. I'm into this. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. This is a Princessities item. I can't wait to dip this in sauces.
Alan Compass, maybe you have pointed us in the right direction because one surefire way to get our attention is 1, donuts, and 2, things to dip things in. We're all about dipping things. Vegetables, fruits, pastries, chicken, not chicken, tofu. If you can give us something to dip, we are going to dip it. These nice, powdery, fluffy donuts. Ooh, that's springy. I get worried about donuts because there's like 2 styles of donuts. You have like your fluffy, crispy cream type, and then you have your horrendous, scary, terrible Dunkin' Donuts types, and yes, all you Dunkin' Donuts fans, it just came for you because your donuts are terrible and dry. Like the cake, dry cake. Donuts need to be fluffy and sweet. Either way, let's try this donut. Now that is how a donut ought to taste. Dough, nutty, and then nice dough, very sugary. I get where the princess got like churro, but it's a lot more soft and moist. And yes, we say the M word on this channel. It's tasty. I would give that 4.75 out of 5.
Now as I take my fluffy, almost churro style donut and dip it into this plant-based caramel that they've made, I'm really excited to try it. Cheers. It's got this beautiful, like, browned taste to it that I'm loving. That is a 5 out of 5. That is a Princessity's item. I think this whole thing is going to be amazing.
I'm going to go right in for the dippings. I'm going to start with this house-made plant-based caramel. Give a little swirl. That's why you guys come here. You don't care what we say about food. You just want to see beautiful dippings. It's given, not Mrs. Buttersworth. What is that toffee candy that had the weird commercials, the creepy kid for years and years? Werther's Originals. Yes, the kid was creepy. I said it. That is delicious. I'd give that 5 out of 5 claws. I'm not a caramel person, but I dip my face in that.
Next is this beautiful berry compote that is giving me vibes of like Trail's End drinks. Cheers. Not Trail's End, I'm sorry, Crockett's Tavern. Anyway, cheers. Oh, that took me back. Back in the day, there used to be this incredible chocolate, like blueberry stuffed with like a beautiful frosting muffin, or cupcake, sorry, that they used to sell at Sunshine Seasons. And this dipping in that literally took me right back to that nostalgia. That was like one of my favorite desserts that Disney has ever released at a quick service location for vegans, and I'm obsessed now. Again, it's a 5 out of 5. It's a Princessity's item.
Next up in this dipping train, this dipping serving is the blueberry. This is much thicker. Look at that. It's like a jelly, a jam. Ooh. That is a jammier than a jam. Definitely my jam. It almost feels like a blueberry wine. There's no alcohol in this one, but like it feels like that sort of like rich consistency. That is wonderful. I want more things to slather that on top of. I'd give that 5 out of 5 claws. That's on my Bare Necessities list.
The last thing that we have going on here is a maple style syrup. And I guess I can just cheers this to our friends at Le Cellier. May you have just as amazing desserts. Oh wow. That tastes like the maple bar from Voodoo Donut, but with cinnamon sugar. Wow. This dessert is an indulgence. It is so good. It is so amazing. Put them all together, eat it by itself. It doesn't matter. This is incredible. Every single one of these sauces is a 5 out of 5. The donuts are a 5 out of 5. This is one of the best desserts that I've had at Ale and Compass in at least 5 years.
Last up, repping for our friends up north and the Canadians, we have a maple dip. Whether it's maple syrup, it's maple something. Getting kind of good at this. I don't know what it is about that one. That is not my jam. That one just, it's very mapley. It's given like some sort of like maple cookie sort of melted kind of deal. And something that just hits me wrong. That's the thing with food reviews. These are subjective opinions based on taste buds, preferences, things like that. Your taste buds will be different than our taste buds sometimes. Sometimes they'll align. That's why there's the benefit of having two of us. Your taste buds may align more with the princess, or more with mine, or a combination of the two. For me, it's not horrible, but I definitely think it's the worst of the three dips. I would give it 3.75 out of 5. Ale and Compass continues to not steer us wrong.
The salad, tossed my salad. The new entree, it was very thought-provoking. I was definitely picking at it. Interesting with corn and mushroom and just all the things, and olives, like all the things I wouldn't normally enjoy, but I really enjoyed it.
All came together.
Corn, yes.
Yes, and then
And then the dessert, oof.
The dessert was amazing.
Dessert was incredible.
Yes. I made jokes about like not having enough bread for the mozzarella, but honestly, it worked out perfectly. Like I had just enough bread to finish everything, so that worked out.
And then your pork.
Pork, tasty, juicy, thought-provoking as well. Definitely, I think an upgrade to the menu. This menu has needed to change for a long time. It's feeling more like something that I actually want to reserve for table service.
I would say back in 2019, this was like our number one favorite place to go outside of Sanaa. It was like this and Sanaa and Steakhouse 70. Well, back then it was the Wave, but those were our places. We've been obsessed with this place ever since they reopened from their refurb in 2019, and it hasn't changed.
Now I just got to fight to keep away from those donuts because she's going to be trying to make an excuse every time she can now to come back and try those.
You need to have it the quick service.
But I want to know what you guys think of the new menu at Ale and Compass. Why haven't you directed yourself here? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, maybe we won't come back to the beach club. Bear might eat himself into this window or something.
I'm going on a 4-hour tour.
3-hour tour.
Yeah, 3 hours. But you heard the girl.